There's a phrase I use a lot, and I feel like I probably should explain it in a little more depth. Nursery rhyme conservatism. What does that mean? Nursery rhyme conservatism. Well, there are a lot of reasons for why I think nursery rhyme conservatism exists. And maybe to explain what it is, I should start with those reasons. First and foremost, we are a nation that was founded by Christians, by born-again Christians. That's what we were founded by. Go read all the writings of the founders. Go read how they thought about God and everything else. Go read the Declaration of Independence. It's God all throughout the thing. We were a country founded by Christians. And while obviously any one religion, one belief system doesn't have a monopoly on peace, and I realize Christians have done violent things throughout history like any other religions have, but in general, Christians are taught to be peaceful people, to live in peace. At least Americanized Christianity, that is very much what they believe. Hey, it's just love and turn the other cheek and love and love and love and love and love. And I have huge problems with that kind of teaching, not with Christianity, not with the Bible. I think it's being abused. But that has been a strain that has run through this country. And it's been a great thing for the most part. Let me be clear about that. We are a nation that focused on morality, on right and wrong. We want to do things the right way. Have we always? Of course not. No nation does, but we have wanted to do things the right way. So that's part of it. And that's a good part of nursery rhyme conservatism. And there's another part of the why nursery rhyme conservatism exists. And this part is, well, it's cowardice masked as virtue. That's really what it is. Cowardice masked as virtue. So let me ask you something. Think about this. Have you ever heard of, speaking of the Bible, have you ever heard of the Bible's reference, Psalm 23, to the valley of the shadow of death? Everyone has heard of that. Everybody, whether you go to church or not, everyone's heard, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Everyone's heard of it. Well, did you know that that is actually a valley? It's more like a canyon, a gully, to be honest. And actually, I've stood over the top of it and looked down into it. And one of the fascinating things about it, beyond the fact that King David was running for his life down that valley at one point in time, beyond that, if you look down in it at a certain place, you will see a monastery built into the side of the mountain. I'm going somewhere with this, you're just gonna have to be patient. And it's built down in the bottom of the canyon into the side of the mountain, and it's the coolest freaking thing in the world. And there are, to this day, there are monks and you know, and their servants and whatnot who live there. And what do? All day long, they read the Bible, they pray, they worship, they have dedicated their lives to that life. Okay, that's fine, that's good, it's a cool thing. Now, let's go to New York City. NYPD cop. He had a rough beat last night, drug addict. He killed somebody last night. Man was trying to attack him, trying to attack his partner. He had to pull out his pistol and shoot the guy in the face last night. Now let me ask you something. Is the monk who has separated himself from the world and just worships and prays all day long, is he a better person? Is he a holier person, a more moral person than the cop? No, he's not. The cop has chosen to wade into the world, to fight back against the evil, to get his hands dirty. I'm not insulting the monk, good for the monk, but I do not look at the monk as a holy man and the cop as kind of a bad guy. I simply don't. We have abused the word of God. We've abused so many things in this country that we truly, truly believe on the right. So much of the right, maybe not you, but so much of the right truly believes to fight back is wrong. To wade into the muck and fight against evil is somehow immoral or a violation of our principles. When, if you're going to reference the Bible, as we have several times, throughout the Bible, there are examples of calling out evil. Jesus himself, you hypocrites, you brood of vipers, King David collecting 200 foreskins and was named a man after God's own heart. That stuff's in the Bible too. But nursery rhyme conservatism has taught the right not to fight back. In fact, it's taught the right that if they lose to the communists because they refuse to fight back, that they're the good guys. That you can sit there and lose, you can give up your country, you can give up your culture, you can never make them feel pain. You don't try to make enemies of anybody. You don't try to take away their power. But if you lose and you lose the right way, you did the right thing. That's nursery rhyme conservatism. Nursery rhyme conservatism believes Marvel movies are real. Or Captain America, the perfect guy with perfect teeth and perfect manners, can come along and he'll fight against evil, but he'll do it the right way. He'll do it politely every single time. That's not how life works. You want to see nursery rhyme conservatism? Do you remember when Bill Barr, Trump's second useless attorney general, remember when he got up and said this?
Those who broke the laws will be held to account. But this cannot be, and it will not be, a tit-for-tat exercise. We are not going to lower the standards just to achieve a result. The only way to stop this vicious cycle, the only way to break away from a dual system of justice, is to make sure that we scrupulously apply the single and proper standard of justice for everybody.
Wow. That is so inspiring. And now that Joe Biden is president and his Attorney General Merrick Garland have taken over, do you see how inspired the communist was by Bill Barr's good conduct? It's been amazing. They looked at Bill Barr and they said, wow, that's a guy, he's not abusing his office. He's not attacking his political opponents. Guys, I'm inspired. I think I'll do the same. Isn't that what Joe Biden and Merrick Garland said? No, it's not. Laying down for evil is not good. It is not moral. It is not right. You will hear people say things on the right. The right loves to say these things. When fighting monsters, be careful never to become a monster. It's an old Nitsky quote. Yeah? United States Marines in the Pacific used to take explosives and toss them into Japanese caves and blow up everyone who was inside. And sometimes there were women and children being used as human shields in those caves. And they did it because they knew they had to win and they couldn't go in there or they would all die. Were they wrong? Or were they fighting against evil? And when you fight against evil, you oftentimes have to get your hands dirty. I'm not calling for anyone to be evil. I'm not calling for anyone to be immoral. But this nursery rhyme conservatism, we're better than that. My principles is exactly what has gotten us here. And you know how you know that? Whenever you see anyone on the right talk like that, the communists love it. They sit back, they see Bill Barr give a speech about no tit for tat, and they laugh. These chumps. There's nothing moral, there's nothing biblical, there's nothing right about allowing your country and your culture to turn into filth like we have allowed ourselves to happen here. I don't want to hear about your principles. I want you to fight back against the demons. Reject nursery rhyme conservatism wherever you find it. Whenever anybody tries to throw roadblocks, stumbling blocks in front of you, when you're ready to fight back against evil, you politely tell them to get their soft butts back to the sidelines where they belong, because it is time for us to take back power and think like conquerors. You have communists in your area, no matter where you're listening to me. Maybe they're on the school board. They probably are. Maybe they're in the library. Maybe they're on the parks department. I don't know where they are. You can live peacefully with them if you want. I suggest you go take their power away from them. Go make an enemy.